At 8 p.m. We've got Mark and myself here this evening, so we try and just mix the panel up a little bit. And Mark and I have been off on a charity bike ride in Thailand, as many of you will know. You might have been following the journey. But yeah, we've got an interesting night tonight.
What a change.
Yeah.
What a change.
Or not.
Or not. New government.
Yeah. Well, is it change?
Same
I don't know.
government.
I think definitely less uncertainty.
Yeah, I reckon it's great.
Yeah.
I think we didn't need, given, I think people lost a bit of confidence because they've eroded a bit of property value. They've sort of, I think people were clutching on as much hope as they could get out there.
Yeah.
So that was huge. A big thing that I'm hearing in the marketplace is that sort of January and February was probably the all-time low for property. People genuinely feel that it's that was it. So it's sort of up and up from here.
Yeah.
And the numbers we've seen are definitely up and up the last 2
I
months.
think everyone was waiting for the 18th, right? And then the 18th came and it went. And then literally from Sunday morning, inquiry levels peaked. This morning, appraisal levels peaked. So we know just within our own business here, a lot of people were saying we're just going to hold off and wait until the election. We weren't actually certain why. But I think that uncertainty creates uncertainty.
And also with the banking, all that stuff with the banking.
Yeah.
That all is now finished. Everyone was almost holding their breath for that whole banking inquiry, what was going to be found, and that sort of glossed over. And this has done the same thing as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's election, 2 elections, election, and then that glossed over. So I guess everyone was looking for an excuse or not sure if they should be looking for an excuse, but really it's just open slather now for people.
I think now as well, like green shoots are starting to appear from the ground.
Yeah.
We felt it before the election though, didn't we? We saw buyer numbers coming through open homes were creeping up. They were creeping
March,
up.
April.
Yeah, they definitely started creeping up. But now the green shoots are really starting to appear. And certainly inquiry level, as I said, from yesterday, and then appraisal levels from today have definitely started peaking. It's been a really, really busy day here today, and I don't know, I don't think it's in our imagination, but I just wonder...
There's a lot of positive things. They're talking about it.
Well,
I think we're fairly sure we're going to get 2 rate reductions by the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's got to be great. The first home buyer stimulus.
Yeah.
That's got to be great. So
yes.
Even though
agreed.
It may be
stimulating
500 to 700 price range, but every time we've seen a stimulus, the stimulus has actually had a knock-on effect. So the 5 to 7K started popping, and then those people selling have then sold their property and bought into the knock-on price, which is the 800, 900 to $1 million. Then those people selling have then knocked on to the next price range.
Yep.
So it may be really interesting times, and again, all that stuff is propping up for. Maybe that was the all-time low, and it's.
Well, that's it. Like, are we going to look back on this date and say that was the bottom of the market?
Well, it's been 2 years.
I wonder. I know.
Every time you see the property corrections in the marketplace, and I can show you distinctly 8 of them. I'll actually put them in the chat at the bottom. I'll put them as a photo.
Yeah, good idea.
You can see 8 corrections over the last 40 years. The length of each correction. I can show you as well, so it'll map out how long that correction lasts for when shit time started to when shit time's finished. And I think you'll be pretty excited to see that it doesn't really go on for much more than 24 months negative growth.
Yeah.
36 months, not really. When you look at the last 8 corrections, I'll pop that in there.
Yep.
But yeah, what does that mean for everyone?
I think to look into a crystal ball, I would say that property prices are going to start to come back up again. There's no doubt. Certainly that first home buyer market's going to be stimulated. There's no doubt there. But there's also going to be a lot more stock coming onto the market. So, and I think we're going to really see that come to fruition over the next 3 months. And that's definitely going to start pushing prices upwards, there's no doubt. But as I said, I wonder, are we going to look back on this day and say to ourselves, was that the bottom of the market? There's no X in the calendar to know when that's going to take place.
There's not.
But I think all that uncertainty is now behind us, which is great. And everyone can just get on with it. Whether you were backing Liberal or Labor, we're not here to, tell people what we were and weren't going for. It's just nice to know that all that uncertainty is actually behind us.
Oh, look, it's happy to. We're just brought up to see. I just was playing with Lisa's phone just to see if we've got any comments, just to see what everyone's talking about tonight as well.
Yeah. But we really just wanted to touch on the election. I mean, it would be negligent of us to not touch on the election, obviously. It's a big, hot topic. And everyone has got their own... everyone's got their own comments to do with that. For us personally, we're business owners, so obviously we were quite relieved when Liberal got in. And, but again, everyone's got their own agenda as to why they choose to go for a different government, right?
Yeah.
What do you reckon is going to happen with the market?
I think necessity purchases just keep on happening. So, people that are, you're a family of 4 living in a 2-bedroom unit, and the kids are getting a bit older, it's time to do it. So necessity purchases, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. There's divorce, there's deceased estate, there's buying to upgrade, there's buying to downgrade. People are just like, look, enough. This has got to be done. So I think that's probably what's been keeping us going the last year or two, just the necessities. Purchases.
I agree.
The emotional, which is I would love an upgrade just for the sake of, or I want to buy an investment property, some spare cash. They've been deleted out of the market. So and those emotional purchases can be influenced with the economy and the sentiment of friends, family, and the economy out there. So I reckon there will come a time where everyone's abstained enough, with I just want to get it's been in my mind. I really want to do the upgrade. I know we don't need to, but we'll do it. Or it's been on my mind. I want to buy the investment property. I'm going to do it. But the first home buyer, again, that may very easily, or will very easily, convert the emotional purchaser, the first home buyer, is one segment of that, to, okay, this is now a necessity because it's been offered by the government for a limited time. That the government's going to top up that 15%, or guarantee that 15% above and beyond their 5%. That swings your emotional, a big segment of your market. I heard the number was about 10,000. But that when you start considering the knock-on effect that has upwards in the price range, it could be go out to 50,000, 100,000 Australians.
So what do you reckon is going to happen to? Because some of the biggest hits that we saw that happened to property were like your bread and butter stock, your bread and butter 1 and 2 bedders. What do you reckon is going to happen there with those properties? Do you think that they're going to start to come back up in value? Because they definitely took they went down by about 10 to 15%. Those 1 and 2 bedders around our area, in DY.
You hate to talk about it and you don't like to admit it, but we did, and I reckon prices could have come back, probably peeled back to 2016 prices. And
I think it's going to be so that market came off ferociously. When it came off ferociously, and I think this is what scared everyone. I reckon it's not going to come back up as ferociously, though, don't you? I think it's going to just start to creep up quite steadily. What do you reckon?
Yeah, again, I reckon it ties into banking. Sure, we're going to convert some emotional purchases over to necessity purchases with the first home buyer segment, but definitely I think the banks have the key on this one. Believe it or not, all when I say the banks have got the key, a lot of it was brought on. A lot of the restrictions were brought on by the government. So even though we like to blame the banks, I think a lot of this conservative lending in the marketplace was brought on by APRA. The Royal Commission was a lever that the government used against the banks. I think there will come to it is coming to a stage with lending for the banks where they actually really want to make some money as well. Not that they have any problem doing that, but there's probably some for the government. There's some. I'm sure they're very conscious about stimulating the market. So I reckon. I reckon that January and February is the all-time.
So we could very well be at the bottom of the market. Just heads up, guys. We're not predicting that we are. No one actually does know, but we could very well be.
I'm predicting.
Okay, mark it in your diary. This could be it. So now's the time to be buying, without a doubt. It's also a great time to get your property on the market
Lisa
as
Burke,
well.
Good point, Lisa. She's saying, I think first home buyers, it's an opportunity to buy when low. It really is.
Yep.
You know, everyone's complaining about how hard it was in the peak of the market for the poor first home buyers. But then,
it's so true.
But then suddenly when the market turns the other way...
everyone's just sitting on their hands waiting.
Like, well, you know, I don't know about, you know...
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're gonna nail the property market and feel bad for property owners when it's peak, well, then you should be pushing them on in its low, and we definitely are in that low. Like I said, we've peeled back to 2016 prices.
Yeah.
Something also which is going to make life a little bit harder for getting a loan is open banking. Michael Bergio just reminded us of that. So what open banking is, do a bit of research in it, guys. Give it a Google. Check it out. It's pretty much giving the big four banks a lot of power, a lot of visibility, where they're going to share your data with home loans. It could even get to a point whereas when you fill in a banking application for a loan, the bank will say to you, "That's fine. We don't need anything else." And you go, "What do you mean?" They go, "We've got everything."
Yeah.
Loan statements, we've got them.
We've got it.
Which loans of properties I have, we've got them. Which addresses of property that I own, we've got it.
Yeah.
My credit card balances, that's okay, we've got it. So open banking comes in from 1st of July.
June. I think 1st of June.
1st of June,
Yeah.
1st of July. So that's pretty important because banks are going to be able to see our undies. That's going to open out in about 18 months later or 24 months later to the rest of the banks.
Yep.
Open banking. So keep an eye out on it. It is going to make getting a loan harder. So I do recommend, of course, buying a property sooner.
Yeah.
Because
like
of
now.
Because they're going to give you the loan, not bigger later. Because of open banking. So keep an eye out on that. That's another big topic.
Yeah, definitely. But I think, just to wrap up on that topic, buy. Now's a great time. There's no doubt. Buy now.
And that's
you'll look back and potentially regret it, right?
Well, if you told me 10 or 20 years ago that a bank was going to give you a loan with a 3 in front of it, I just would have said you're nuts. Like a 3% loan, whether it's 3.6 or whether it's 3.9, it's bloody 3. If you told me that, I would have said you got rocks in your head. If you told me that it was going to be much harder to get a loan, but you'd give me the loan for 3%, I'd say, sign me up. It's still a good deal. I'm going to have a go at that loan and see if the banks are going to give it to me. So, at what point, and now if the rates are going to come down again, and it looks like all the indicators are, I always watch
maybe twice.
Well, I always watch the fixed rates. So that's if you're watching the fixed rates in the marketplace the last year or two, in the marketplace, or the 10-year bonds in the marketplace, they're at record lows. So that's always an indicator that the bank's punting that the rates are going to stay or go lower when you see those fixed term loans.
So all signs are looking pretty good for the property market, really. I mean, they are. I know it's been not a great couple of years, but the signs are looking great for the next couple of years. That there's no doubt. Just on another topic, we're going to talk about this evening, are we a media company or are we a real estate company?
It's a fun one.
I reckon that's a fun one. It's better than numbers. I'm not great with all that banking stuff.
Yeah, property's changed, eh?
Yeah, heaps. It has.
I'll give you guys an example of what we're talking about. Okay, like realestate.com.au, and this is not bashing or uplifting any of these companies, it's just what I'm seeing.
Yep.
Realestate.com.au is reactive. So it needs me to go in to look for a property which is a 1-bedroom, 4 rent, 500 a week DY. I've got to plug that in.
Right. Yeah.
I've got to go into REA.
Yep.
Can you imagine a world where that gets served to you without you typing anything?
Yeah.
Now, believe it or not, that was about 3 years ago. About 3 years ago, maybe you started getting served Kogan ads anywhere you went, or you looked up a remarketing.
Yeah.
You looked up some shoes, Lisa, and the next thing you know, you went on another website, and those shoes came up. So it's out there. It's been there for more than 3 years.
Yeah.
So with our company, with Novak and with real estate companies, where we think it's going to be, and we're talking probably more like months rather than years, that instinctively our properties will find you. So it's not reactive anymore, it's proactive.
Yeah.
And we will serve you exactly what you're
Yeah,
after.
yeah. Well,
So
we are doing it already.
We're doing it now, but this
We're-
is
we're-
really targeted.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, it's not going to give you a one-bedroom DY for 900 a week. It knows you're around the 500 a week. It knows you're in DY and
Yeah.
that's where you're looking.
Yeah.
And then any website you go to, anywhere you're spending time on your phone, on a computer, it's serving up something that you want.
Yeah. It's
So-
definitely where we're. It's no
Huge.
doubt. It's definitely where we're heading. We're ready for it too, aren't we? You know,
Hugely.
we've been working towards this as a company. We've been working towards this now for 2 years. Where I think a lot of other businesses out there are still trying to get their head around Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and all that sort of stuff. We've really been educating ourselves, haven't we?
Yeah,
Certainly for the last
with,
couple of years.
Even with Luke Moroney, who's watching, you can see how much we've invested in digital stuff, like camera stuff. And
Yeah.
mics and
I mean,
stuff.
even just
huge.
this is actually a studio setup that we've got here that we do this on. Yes, we're filming just off iPhones, but to actually swing these cameras around and show you guys the setup here, it looks like it looks like a TV studio. And so we are taking this very, very seriously and making sure that we are educated for our clients and for our staff. And for our business as well, you know, it's critical.
How does that change for you guys out there?
How does it help?
How does that change
How
your
does it
world?
help?
Yeah.
How does it help you guys? From my perspective, I think particularly in this kind of market where every agent has more or less got the same tools. We've all got realestate.com.au, we've all got domain.com.au, newspapers not so much anymore, the good old-fashioned DL drops.
Even just when you say newspaper.
I actually just picked up the Manly Daily.
When you say that, it's like just...
I just picked it up 2 minutes before we turned these cameras on and just had a look through it and thought, it's sad. It's like, really, there's nothing there. It's sad.
But
and I was fascinated by the agents that were in there advertising and wanted to understand why they still are.
Well, it's just your dwell time. Your dwell time on, you know, and I get that it's nice to have the one-stop shop, but just what happens when you don't need to shop anymore?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to have the one-stop shop of there's the newspaper and that's where you go, but no one's going to newspapers anymore. And it's like with REA or domain.com.au.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it with at all with REA. I'm saying traffic is very strong. But with domain, we can almost delete that. Domain.com.au, we can almost delete that.
Yeah.
And then go to where the eyeballs are, which is social media.
And you know, the thing is that when we really embarked on this a couple of years ago, we were still mindful that there were people that were reading the Manly Daily. There still are, obviously. They're still printing it. However, we knew that it was quite a large demographic of clients that were still reading it. So we figured that anyone who was maybe, you know, an older demographic, they were still there and they were still quite savvy with the newspaper. Whereas now, not calling my mum old, God help me if you're watching, mum, you're not old, but I'm just saying that older demographic, like my mum, is on Facebook and Instagram now, and she's very, very savvy on that. So we don't really need to worry about that as much anymore 2 years down the line. It's okay to be on social media and capture that audience.
And it's like, it's the newspaper that walks in your hand 24/7, you know,
Yeah.
and when you're in traffic and you pull over and you don't want to go in traffic anymore, you've automatically got that newspaper with you.
Yeah.
If you're in the toilet, just joking, if you're wherever you are, you know, with you. So that and we've sort of changed even our language and called it instant media. So a world where you know, social media is almost a dirty word, but instant media is something that people sort of relate.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, with the paper, we'd have to send information out, send material out, and we'd have to wait for a week until it would actually come out to the world, right?
Yep.
Whereas these days, as Mark said, we can push stuff out instantly. I mean, look, everyone knows what social media is about, but for us as a company, we're finding now that we are more a media company. The amount of the amount of stuff that we're pumping out through social media now is phenomenal.
Oh,
it's phenomenal. We've got a full-time girl, Nikki, in house, and all she's doing is just filming videos for our guys. And we're just pushing that much stuff out on social media. What it's done for our business in the last 12 months is phenomenal.
The amount of buyers, the amount of tenants, the amount of
we can list
sellers,
and sell just on social. We can just list and sell on social.
LinkedIn's
and
a big one.
You know what's going to be funny? We're going to watch this back in 2 years and say, like, of course this was happening. Like, how were we even talking about that this could be a possibility that you could list and sell?
So how does that change with you guys viewing and what you're viewing? I'll tell you how it changes. That your agent that you're choosing really has to be a standalone media company.
Yeah.
So if they're relying on realestate.com.au, well, they're just doing what everyone else is doing. That's a pretty low.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to before.
It's a pretty low hanging fruit, eh?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, you can be, any agent can put you on realestate.com.au, but to be a point of difference and to stand out in the marketplace, to go where the eyeballs are, an individual agent now has to be their own marketing centre, they have to be in their own marketing company.
Their own TV channel.
So if you go onto any of our reps online, you'll see how powerful the stuff they're putting out is.
Yeah.
And it's actually a conversation we had today with our sales team, is that we've been bunny hopped. We used to track as an agency all of the office generated appraisals that came in, and the salespeople used to track the self-generated, the ones they personally generated. And what digital media, what instant media has done, is it's actually allowed you as a customer to choose what you want before you even pick up the phone. So if you used to call us 5 years ago and say, look, I want to sell my property, we would allocate you round robin to an agent. There's no personality match at all. Now, clients are actually we're getting more appraisals than ever.
Yeah.
But the personality match is done by
that's
the client.
right. Do they want a female? Do they want a male? Do they want a beard? Do they want a it's
so it's not even we'll just go to Novak and see who gets allocated.
Yeah.
They've got their favourite in already, and that person may have touched them from a letterbox, a signboard, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of the above. One of them. But there's so much out there now. There's so much of agents' personality out there that you can choose your agent and not even have to pick up. Well,
they're doing the digital interview on us.
Yeah.
They're doing that digital interview on us.
You're doing it now. Hey, Dahlia.
Yeah. Hey, Dahlia.
And Sally Ann, thank you. She said great service.
Thanks, Sally Ann. I spoke with Sally Ann before.
What a legend.
Yeah.
And then Michael Burgio was just saying 60% of Australians are on Facebook. The others are asleep.
No, the others are probably on LinkedIn. That's another weapon, by the way. For you guys that aren't on LinkedIn, it's just a non-negotiable. I reckon that's the one that we get the most traction out of. They're all serving everywhere. All those different social media networks are serving different.
It's a bit like the Financial Review.
Yeah. Well, LinkedIn is.
Like of newspapers,
yes.
LinkedIn's like Financial Review, which I love. And then I guess Insta's almost like
one's Daily Telegraph and one's Sydney Morning Herald.
Insta's your girly magazine. What was
or the Daily Tele.
Cleo.
Yeah, he's showing his age. No, showing his age. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if Cleo's still around. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And then the mainstream one's Facebook, which is probably like your Daily Mirror, Sunday Telegraph. Yeah. So they all account for some different segments in a way.
Yeah, that's right. But
I still can't work out. What is it? Flickr? No.
Twitter.
I don't know.
Twitter.
I want to get my head around Twitter, but
anyone who's on Twitter, if you can give us some comments on that and some feedback on whether or not it works for you, we'd love to hear.
Yep.
What else have we got to talk about?
Any questions before we close up, guys, on Novak News?
Or anything that you would like us to cover for next week?
Brooke
much
watching.
appreciated.
Brooke, is there anything you want to, any questions or statements, Brooke, you'd like to make? Out there? No. Brooke,
oh dear.
Are you there, Brooke?
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Good audience tonight. Really appreciate it. And as I said, if there's anything that you guys want to know for next week, shoot us over a question. More than happy to cover any content or anything that you would like to know. And that's it. We're in for a really busy week. I do know that.
Oh, Brooke's giving us the go-ahead.
We're in for a busy week.
Brooke's giving us the go-ahead. So we'll tell you a little bedtime story before we leave you. One of our faves, Brooke Goosen, came to the team today. We've been working together for 7-8 years.
Yeah, long time. Yeah,
7 or 8 years.
Yep.
She started reception, then she went to leasing, then she went to BDM, then she went to property officer, then she went to property manager. She's a weapon.
Yep.
Good on you, Brooke. She's having a baby.
Yes. Does that make us like grandparents?
Yeah, we're getting old. We should count the numbers.
No, it's awesome. Congrats, Brooke.
Congrats,
amazing.
Brooke.
We're very, very happy for you.
You
we
heard
really
it here
are.
first at Novak News.
We're going to be grandparents.
Hey.
Awesome. All right, guys, have a good week. That's it from us. And we will see you soon. Have an awesome week, everyone.
Cheers.
See
Bye.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.